Hello, hello, and welcome to the Pepper Pack Podcast. As always, we have one of our amazing guys. You know him, you love him. It's the Dr. Pepper teacher, Zach.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Connor, as I was watching that intro, I was thinking we need a shirt that says the podcast starts now with our
Heck,
logo.
heck yeah. I think we
If only
definitely
I
do.
knew a designer that could come up with something.
Well, it seems like
But
we might have one on staff.
all right, that's a good deal. How are you doing, sir?
I have, as you can hear in my voice, I kind of have some allergy stuff going on. So I sound all like a radio talk show host. It's a lot deeper.
So
So,
let me just make your day a little brighter. You don't live in Wichita. And
yeah.
I say that because there's an article that was released that said Wichita, Kansas, where I live, is the number one worst city in the United States for allergies.
Oh, weird. Huh.
Yeah, I don't have too bad of allergies, but my wife and my daughter, they get them pretty bad. So
What agricultural stuff do you have around you that kind of
I think it just has to do with all the dust, and there's a lot of crops around us, and then the river, and
you
just
you should definitely try living here in Lubbock. We have a bunch of cotton farmers, so
oh
it
yeah.
kicks up.
Well, I'm sure we got a bunch of wheat and alfalfa and
Oh yeah.
all that stuff all around us, and then it's just dry and dusty, and yeah.
Well, I can tell you this from
Oh,
experience.
we have a bunch of those. My wife hates them. They're those Bradbury pear trees.
Oh
They're
yeah.
everywhere.
Well,
So,
I can tell you this. There's one cure that can help me with my allergies, and I think it has 23 flavors in it.
oh man, that's probably why I don't ever get allergies because I drink that all the time.
You know what? I feel like I drink so much it would help, but
Yeah,
but
that would be nice.
I need your
So,
immune system.
but yeah, I'm a little thirsty. I might have had one at lunch, but I didn't have any at dinner because I knew we were going to do the show a little bit later today because I had some previous engagements. So yes, we're starting the show 30 minutes later than normal. So thank you for those who are going to tune in now or tune in later and watch this. We appreciate you. But yeah, let's just try it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. 1,
2.
23. Oh, that sound, it just gets me every time. Right here. Now, Connor,
It's like sweet, sweet music.
it tastes so good. I don't know if you've noticed my new stock fridge.
I'm loving it. It's
Um, so it's obviously not a new fridge, but it's stock now because I've been running low. But I got the mother load of a deal today. I had a rain check because when my local grocery store runs out of the strawberries and cream, when we have Dr. Pepper on sale, I get a rain check for Dr. Pepper, even though it's just the strawberry and cream that's out. And so I had a rain check for 4 12 packs for I think it was like $15, so that $3.75 a 12 pack.
that's good.
Because right now normally they're $9 a 12 pack. Well,
That,
Dillon's, our local store, I think is like, do you guys have Ralph's or Kroger? Fred Meyer, something down there in Texas. You got one of those family owned
yeah.
stores.
we have
But
a United Market Street, so it's now a subsidiary. It got bought up this year by Kroger's. So
okay, so yeah, so it's all that same. But they had a deal where you buy 4 12 packs, you get $1 off each one of them, so you save $4.
yeah,
So I got my rain check at $3.75 a 12 pack, but then it also applied the extra dollar off a 12 pack. So I got 4 12 packs for $2.75 a piece. And it's
heck,
like, dang it, I should have got the full 8. They were on the rain check.
oh man, what a deal!
Yeah, I know. I was like, this is nice. But Connor, in honor of Dario, because he's not here, I got me some cookies.
Chips Ahoy Reese's, huh?
The Chips Ahoy Reese's, man. You got some good eyes there. I mean, I got the full version screen, so you can't really see one. But we have a great guest joining us tonight. I'm excited because I always love meeting our Pepper Pack family and growing the podcast family as we get to chat with our other fellow ambassadors to hear their story. So, Connor, tonight we have the one, the only She drinks Dr. Pepper. She's an ambassador for Dr. Pepper. And she was willing to come on our show. The amazing Sarah. So, Sarah, welcome to the podcast. So, Sarah, I don't know if you had a can or if you had a bottle, but we already cracked one open. If you haven't opened your, oh, there you go.
Not mine.
Oh,
Zero
Okay.
sugar.
All right. I see.
Where is it?
So-
There.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that brand display. So, what you did right there just reminds me of a problem that I have all the time. Because whenever someone's taking a picture, whenever I'm posting something on social media or just shit taking a picture, I'm always like, okay, where's the label? How do I hold it? And I wish they would make the cans a little more uniform to where the
as you're sipping, it needs to show
Yeah. Would you like to
The-
see how many
the
calories you're getting in? As
the
you-
label was perfectly balanced on each side as you're drinking, and that would have been the way I'd prefer to go.
Yeah.
what they need to do is kind of ghost the logo behind those all that
Mhm.
information.
Yeah.
It's-
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's the way.
Or if they could somehow take the words and have them bend in such a way that it was the logo.
So you have people doing this, like turning the can to read everything.
Yeah. So
Anyways, off the packaging. Let's move over to Sarah. Sarah, we know you love Dr. Pepper. You're wearing it apparently, and you're drinking it. So tell us how your love for Dr. Pepper came to be.
Oh,
where did this journey all start for you?
well, I grew up in a Coke family. Like my dad.
Hold on one second. Just so you know, this is a family show, so we don't use that C word. We call it the red soda,
The red soda.
and then the other one is the blue soda. But I teach fifth grade, and I have students watching this, so I always tell them we can't speak the profanity here.
Right. Okay. I apologize for my
You're
for work.
that's one of the things I forgot to mention before the show started, so my bad. You're good. That's on me.
So I grew up in a red soda family.
I'm sorry.
I know. Rest in peace, my upbringing.
Mhm.
But just my dad, he always had it on hand. And I don't know how old I was, maybe like 19. And I went to the store and I needed a daily fix, some soda. And I just thought, I'm gonna mix it up today and I'm gonna get a Dr.
Wise
Pepper.
choice. It's a wise
And
choice.
you know what? Magic. And I never went back. That first sip just I still have like very vivid memory of that moment. My first sip of Dr. Pepper and going, why was I drinking that red can? Why?
What
There
choice
was
that made
nothing
your
to
whole life.
offer. So I actually got most of my siblings off of the red can and onto Dr. Pepper. And for the most part, my dad too now mostly drinks Dr. Pepper. So success.
Yeah, you're converting your family over. That's tough. So my dad used to drink the red soda a lot too, and he was in the Navy and started collecting the glass bottles of the red soda roses. And I remember we had a little display, like wet bar in our house, so he had all these different glass bottles of that. And I think that's probably where I got the idea to start collecting my stuff from, as I found the different things. Well, yeah, as you can see, my collection's grown just a little bit.
Just a bit.
See the rest of the room. But all right, so how did you find out about the pepper pack, and like what did that application process look like? Do you remember when you
Yeah,
were
I mean
accepted?
it's been about 4 years, so I'll try to bring up what I can.
Mhm.
So it actually happened because of my sister. She hopped on Twitter and wished Dr. Pepper a happy birthday. And they responded and said, "Hey, you're such a big fan. You should join the Pepper Pack." And I was like beyond jealous. Like, Dr. Pepper responded to your tweet. Like,
Mhm.
you are so cool.
I
But of
remember
course
whenever
I
they
just
respond or like a tweet, I was always like, they saw me.
like I'm just like
They know I'm
fangirling.
real.
Dr. Pepper, I
That's the teacher's pet.
love you. So I kind of like bandwagoned off of that and also applied
Mhm.
the same time as her, and we actually got accepted on the same day, me and my sister.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So we should like text your sister right now and tell her to jump on, and we can
Yeah,
do like
like
a double
get on
interview.
here. She's a flight attendant, so, and she's actually on a plane right now, so might be
That
hard.
would be the highest altitude interview we've done.
Yeah. Be like setting some new records.
Only serving Dr. Pepper on the plane.
She's up to, all right, this is how we put the seatbelt together, and oh, Dr. Pepper's calling. We're going to do this
Just
podcast.
hang on a second.
Just everyone put the mask on your face just in case something happens, because I'm going to be busy for the next few minutes.
I have to buy that extra Wi-Fi so she can call in.
Yeah, we'll have to chat with you afterwards, and we'll get her stuff so we can contact her and get her on here.
Right.
But do you remember? You said it was about 4 years ago. Do you remember what day? Because I was September 11th of 17. Konnor, do you remember yours?
It was a little bit before yours. I think it was in June. It was right before that. So.
I want to say it was in February of 2018, but I can't remember. I think it was like right after Valentine's Day,
So
like the 15th or 16th.
Do you remember one of the first campaigns right after you joined? Like, did you get the birthday stuff? Did you get?
Yeah, she would have been in there for the birthday.
Yep, I got the birthday cans. I had like the customized like baseball tee with my last name on the back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got the welcome box that I got sitting
Yeah,
over there and have the birthday cake. Yep.
Yep, and it had the like patches in it and the stickers and all of that. Yeah.
All the pens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the coolest thing when that showed up. I was just like, this is the best day ever.
I just like, it's my favorite thing to tell people because they're like, wait, what, really? Like, they don't believe you at first. Yeah. It's like, no, legitimately, like, do you want to see Dr. Pepper? Like, I'm in a Dr. Pepper ad for real. So.
Okay, so you were able to be in one of the ads?
Yeah, the one, I think it was just, I can't remember what they called it, but they just had everyone like share a video of you drinking Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah, they told us to record just a video. Is some winter. I think it was winter, probably about 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember
it would have been the same year I joined.
So 18.
So 2018, I think. But I was in one of those. They used one of my clips. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Connor's doing some research. I see if I can find it. But what is, this is one of my favorite questions because I do judge people. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
No, it's no pressure. What is your favorite variation of Dr. Pepper?
Oh.
You have the Dr. Pepper. You have Diet Dr. Pepper. You have the Dr. Pepper and cream soda. You have the vanilla float, which is the best. You have the real sugar Dr. Pepper. You have dark berry. You have berries and cream. You have cherry. You have the zero sugars. What am I missing, Konnor?
There's quite a bit, but it's okay. What is Sarah's favorite?
Yeah.
I'm going to go kind of rogue. I just like it with lime.
Ooh.
So they need to make that a standard, a staple in the lineup because that's what I dream of.
Do you go to like Sonic's or different soda shops and have them add lime, or do you actually get like a lime cut up and put it in it?
Oh yeah, no, you do it at home. I mean, I live in Utah, which is like the soda shop central of the entire world. Like we have one around every corner. There's like two within walking distance of my house.
Yeah, Josh, our other host, he lives up in Utah, and he always tells us, I don't remember the name of the shop he goes to, but his favorite thing to get is called the Southern Gent. You probably recognize the name and you tell me what soda shop it is, and I'll be like, oh yeah, it's that one. But he's always telling us about all the different soda shops out there.
Oh, it's insane. But I don't even go to them because Dr. Pepper speaks for itself.
I know, right? You don't need that. Yeah. Why mess with perfection?
And like when you start adding 6-7 ingredients into it, it's not Dr. Pepper anymore.
Yeah, so I have a tower in my classroom. I teach 5th grade, and I have like the Dr. Pepper on the bottom. Then I have the Dr. Pepper Zero. Then I have the cherry, and then I have not cherries on top, but then I have like the dark berry and the strawberry and everything. And my students are like, how? It's like, if how's there 23 flavors? Is that one like 24? Is that 25? That's only 6 of the flavors. I was like, no. 23 flavors is the base Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
And then you have variations. You have the Dr. Pepper where they add more flavors for the strawberry and cream, and you add more difference for the vanilla float or for the dark berry. And it's like, oh, I was like, yes, this is why I'm the Dr. Pepper teacher. I teach you all about
teach you the
Dr.
things.
Dr. Pepper, yeah. Those important math lessons.
You prefer to do this like fountain drink wise? Is that your main, or do you put it in ice or no ice? What's your go-to on that, Sarah?
Glass bottle, can.
I mostly prefer cans. Just stick it in the fridge, and I just don't like ice unless it's in a fountain, just because it waters it down. And fountains kind of accommodate for that watering down a bit better than a can does. So very rarely would I put ice in it. I don't need a watered down Dr. Pepper. I want the full strength Dr. Pepper.
Hey, I get it.
I'm guessing you're a drink it slow kind of girl then?
It really depends.
Because that's the only way it ever gets watered down is if like I forget or if I'm drinking it, because I just my can's already almost gone.
Yeah.
I got extras. So like I just drink it like it's air. And
it's like it's gone and you're like, oh man, like I didn't even get
why I come prepared.
It.
No, I'm enjoying every second of this. But yeah, I feel like the ice, I like the ice because I want it cold. But I do know what you mean. But some ice, depending on the style, if it's the big cubes or the little pebbles, definitely dissolves faster. And depending on if you have the styrofoam cup or the plastic cup, if you're hot outside and it's hot, it can definitely really play a part in that watering it down.
Too many variables.
But I'd say watered down Dr. Pepper is better than any other soda.
Well, that's still true.
Down. So I'd still rather have watered down Dr. Pepper.
That's very true.
Pretty true.
Okay. So you said, maybe you answered the question and I just forgot. Did you tell me what your favorite type is? You said just the regular?
I said I like it with lime.
Oh, the lime. That's right.
Yeah, I went rogue.
Okay. That's what's good. And then you said you like the can, which I can agree on because I love the cans. Personally, I love the tall boys, the 16-ounce cans.
Oh yeah, those are so good, but they're hard to find around here. I'm not sure why that is. Like some of the gas stations have those, but not enough.
One of my students came walking into school this last week, actually, and I'm teaching 5th grade, and he's got this tall boy in his hand. And he holds it up down the hallway as he's walking down. I was like, I see you. I see you with that tall boy. And all the teachers, because I teach in a Christian school, were like, what? I'm like, it's the 16-ounce Dr. Pepper can. And they're like, okay.
Okay. Well, like proof that I'm a big fan, my 5-year-old can read Dr. Pepper. Like if it's just randomly on something else, she's like, Mom, that's Dr. Pepper. So she can't read anything else, but she can read Dr. Pepper.
My daughter is 4, and we'll be walking around a grocery store, or we'll be driving down the street, and she'll see like the Dr. Pepper truck. She's like, Daddy, it's a pepper truck. And I'm like, yep, it's not going to our house, though. I wish. It's so sad. Oh, man. So, in your 4 years in the Pepper Pack, well, actually, if you're an 18, you're probably getting ready to go on 5 now. This is so. Yeah, what has been like one of your top memories of things Dr. Pepper has done, or things like I know you already shared the being in the advertisement they shared, but what are things? Because obviously, many of our listeners are not ambassadors or yet to be ambassadors because it's closed. But what are like some highlights that you could share with them? Of things to look forward to if they are ever blessed with the opportunity to join the Pepper Pack?
I think the biggest thing is that Dr. Pepper doesn't waste the opportunity to like give us shout outs, you know, make sure we're in the know before the general public is on things. And just having that, like, I know something you don't know about Dr. Pepper, like, it just makes you feel special. And they just have a really good handle on how to make you feel special. And, you know, on your birthday, they never forget your birthday. They send you a shout out on the Pepper Pack portal. It's just never ending feeling of like they care about their fans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, inclusion. You know, feel included.
Yeah, I would have my Valentine's Day set of playing cards they sent us just over here on the table, and like I wanted to play with them, but at the same time I'm like, those are so special. I don't want to ruin them, but they're so cool. Now let me ask you, what's the longest? Because you said you just got. Actually, I got to do the math here. You said it wasn't until recently that you finally had Dr. Pepper. Or
Okay,
you first had Dr. Pepper.
When I was like 19.
19. So
But
what am I? Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm 31.
Okay. So I was just wondering that the time difference there between when you first had Dr. Pepper to when you applied in the Pepper Pack, because if you've been watching our show for a while, my uncle has been drinking Dr. Pepper longer than I've been alive, and is an avid Dr. Pepper fan, and he was a little salty that he has not been able to get in the Pepper Pack yet, and that I have.
Rude.
But he's coming to terms with it, and he's working on being a positive influence rather than just complaining about it. So Uncle Ed, shout out if you're watching or you watch us later. We're working to get you in there, but Pepper Pack's still closed for everybody right now. But what are like things that? What was it? I remember. I got too many thoughts going on. Because the reason I was saying, like, I was curious on how long it took you from start drinking Dr. Pepper to like when you applied for the Pepper Pack.
Yeah, so it was like 7-8 years in that range somewhere. But I went and lived in China for about a year or so, and they do not have Dr. Pepper just readily available.
Mm-hmm.
So there was about a year there where it was very sporadic, not by choice. And I had to drink the red drink instead to get me through.
Oh, that's
bad.
Sounds like
I know. I shouldn't have even said anything.
Yeah, no. You actually answered two other questions that I love to ask people. How far have you gone, like distance travel wise, to find a Dr. Pepper? So if you did find any in China, were you able to ever find any, or was it just not at all?
No, I did find some. They have their foreign markets where they, bring in imported food from other countries. And occasionally you could find it there. But I would have to go like 2 hours by train to get to the market that had the Dr. Pepper. So I think that's probably the furthest I've gone.
And then of course you want to stock up, but then you have to remember you have the 2 hours back.
Right. And then you have to walk. There's a lot of walking, public transport is like standard. Yeah. So it's pack it up as much as you can actually carry. Yeah. Don't overdo it or you'll be paying for it.
Now my question is, because I have a whole glass shelf like this on the other side of my room that is all my international Dr. Pepper cans. And I actually don't have one from China. Were they regular Dr. Pepper cans, or did they have Chinese lettering or anything or style on them at all?
I think that they brought them in from Japan.
Okay. So I have a couple Japanese cans.
Yeah. So it definitely was not packaged in China or any. Fun fact about that actually is that they have, excuse me, I'm going to have to cough. Excuse me. They have a cough medicine in China that tastes very similar to Dr. Pepper. Yeah, like sign me up. I'm like, I want that cough medicine every day.
Now, is this like Dayquil, NyQuil, where like if you drink too much of this NyQuil, you're gonna be passed out.
No, they're very much into like the natural remedies and
Okay.
you
I think
know.
if you could find the name, I would like to do a detour episode that
Yeah,
we do
I'll
on
see. I'll message one of my friends and ask them.
see if we can get
Yeah. So my friend, she's she would always tell me like, I can't believe you drink that. It tastes like medicine. And I'll have you know that she messaged me like 2 months ago and said I drink Dr. Pepper all the time now. So
That's when you're like, you're welcome.
uh-huh.
Yeah, no, actually, I tell people because as a teacher, I've been teaching now, let's see, 7, 8, 9, like 9 years. And the only time I actually ever had a sick day was, I think, because my daughter was sick and I had to stay home with her. And I get sneezed and coughed on by kids all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I went through the COVID stuff. I got it over Christmas break, so I didn't have to take any sick days for that.
Oh man.
But I'm like, people are like, how do you stay so healthy? I was like, I don't know. I just drink a lot of Dr. Pepper. Because one of the rumored, and like we've talked to people in the museum when Josh and I got to do an episode there, but one of the rumored theories about how Dr. Pepper got started was that Charles Alderton was wanting to make like a cough syrup or a stomach medicine that tasted good. So that's where he was messing with those flavors and came up with Dr. Pepper.
Uh-huh.
But there's still a lot of the jury out on whether that was the actual case or how exactly it came to be.
Yeah.
But I love that it's just steeped in lore.
Oh no, it's when I got to go to the museum and our tour, we got to go through the back vaults that they have. Everything was not on display, and they wouldn't let me take any pictures or touch anything. But I was like, I want to go do that again, but I literally just want to spend the whole time walking through that room and looking at everything. But I had my wife, Josh, and his wife and his kids with us, and we still had so much to do and look at. So it was just like maybe a quick 5-10 minutes walking around these vaults of things we can't touch and take pictures of. And I was like, so if you ever get a chance to go to Waco and do the Dr. Pepper Museum, they have an extreme pepper experience. So that's what that is. They take you through that. It's not open to the public. You got to pay the extra to do that. But I would highly encourage it because it was awesome.
Worth it.
Oh, totally. And so I kept like wanting to pull my camera. I'm like, I've never seen this Dr. Pepper item before. Can I just take a picture? Like, so I remember what, and like, no, it's security. We don't want people to know what we have and where we keep it and how it's. And I was like, but I want to know. And so this is where Josh and my wife always would just look at each other. They both roll their eyes and just. Josh always says he wanted to Hannibal lecture me and put me up on a dolly with a safe jacket.
So like you knew what you were getting into when you entered.
Yeah, but like, oh man, my heart was racing because there's so many like such unique things that they had.
So, Sarah, what we like to do at this point in the podcast is play a little game with you. Zach and I are going to be part of the new marketing team for Dr. Pepper, and we want you to come up with a campaign or an idea how to boost the brand. And you can do whatever you wanted. We're going to give you infinite budget, so we want to hear your pitch on what is the go-to campaign you want to do for Dr. Pepper.
How would you help reach? What would your audience be, and how would you like to inform them of the beautiful liquid that is Dr. Pepper? No pressure. You have 23 seconds.
Oh my gosh. So when Dr. Pepper was doing their Pepper Pack, it was like a survey kind of, but they wanted everyone to submit photos with Dr. Pepper. Do you remember that? My brother and my sister went out and took these just amazing pictures of them like out in nature with Dr. Pepper. And like, I was just like, that's so genius. Like, take it anywhere, you know, anywhere you go, you can bring your Dr. Pepper, enjoy 23 flavors and the beauty of the earth or whatever. And just the aesthetic of it. And I just thought, oh, that could like appeal to so many people, especially if they did like a photo contest. You know, you get all the Instagrammers who are really into like their aesthetic pics on their Instagram boards, and you know, you get everyone involved and it becomes this massive push, and all of a sudden everyone's got a Dr. Pepper in their hand while they're on their hike, you know. And I just thought, oh, it would be so cool to just Dr. Pepper in nature, like get out there and enjoy nature and drink your Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper's best in its natural environment.
Yeah. I just wish they would embrace that. Someday, maybe I'll convince them. Because I even, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I like it.
Yeah.
I even, so we got to go on a hike. It's in Arizona, but you have to have a permit to hike it. And the permits are really hard to get. It's like a lottery system. And we actually won and got to go on this like really secluded, amazing hike. And you better believe I brought my Dr. Pepper and took a bunch of pictures of me cracking open my Dr. Pepper in the middle of nowhere.
Cool.
Because you just got to have your Dr. Pepper with you.
So Kyle Dunn, I don't know if that name sounds familiar or not, but he's the one that I refer to as the original Pepper Pack ambassador. I believe he was the first person ever accepted into the Pepper Pack.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of his stuff was he would go out hiking and take pictures of Dr. Pepper, and they reached out to him and were like, hey, if you like Dr. Pepper as much as we think you do, or we like your pictures, you should check out this Pepper Pack. And he applied. So I was at it in 2017. I think he was early 2016.
Oh, wow.
When he got in. And I actually got to meet him at the pit stop in Oklahoma that they did a few years ago.
Yeah.
I drove to that, and he drove down from Indiana. But yeah, he loves doing that whole nature thing and getting it out and taking his Dr. Pepper with him. And then, there's another guy that we had on. Was it Brady? I think it's Brady was his name. That he does like almost like a park ranger kind of thing. And so that would something he would talk about doing. And I was like, yeah, we almost need like Dr. Pepper do like drone delivery while people are out on like hikes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, I'm out of Dr. Pepper. Hit the Dr. Pepper button. And they pull open their jacket and hit like an emergency like SOS signal that sends the Dr. Pepper like bat signal up in the sky. And then the drones just come flying in and dropping Dr. Pepper.
That would be the best.
Yeah, that'd be a fun app.
Life made.
That would be fun. So, I love all things Dr. Pepper. I have frames around my room. I have ads and everything. But I know there's certain slogans and campaigns they've done in the past that I just absolutely love and that I have are my favorite. I mean, you have the Frosty Pepper. You have the It's Different, I Like It. It's Just What the Doctor Ordered. 10-4, Drink a Bite to Eat. There's so many I can't even think of. The Alma Pepper, that's one I love as well. Mm-hmm. Is there a certain, when you think of Dr. Pepper, that whether it's the first one that you remember or one that you just love the best, is there a certain like slogan or campaign that just sticks in your mind of Dr. Pepper? That's what you think of when you think of Dr. Pepper?
The 10-4 is definitely the one, like the earliest that I can remember, like knowing, you know, and seeing like the clock with the numbers on it. And but my favorite is the I'm a Pepper. I just love the like aesthetic of the merch, and yeah, that's just by far my favorite that they've done.
I feel like they were working on reinventing that a couple years ago when they did that Pick Your Pepper.
Yeah,
and they had they were showing just the unique things, because like with the I'm a Pepper, they had all the different people. And they did the shirts again where they had the I'm a Pepper, but then they also made like I'm a teacher or I'm a artist, I'm a whatever, but it was all in that logo. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they've done soft launches at
kind of testing the waters a little.
Redoing it. And I wish they would just go all in on that. I think it'd be cool to see the I'm a Pepper just come back out. And yeah,
I mean, it's all about the nostalgia right now. You know, you just got to play on on that nostalgia. So
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this one. This is one of my favorites. The King of Beverages with the lion.
yeah, that's like an old one, isn't it?
Mhm.
Like
It's classic.
old
That's-
OG.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Sarah, we know how you like to enjoy your Dr. Pepper. Is there any type of food you like to pair with it besides everything? Is there a specific type of food? For instance, I like barbecue with mine.
Mhm.
So, as we can
Dario
see,
likes cookies, but he's not
Yeah.
here, so I'll eat them.
Zach
Cookies.
also likes cookies. So, what do you like, Sarah?
Oh, I'll have to think about that because I really do just drink it with everything. I
Milk
do
tea.
feel I do feel like I crave it the most when I'm eating like tacos or nachos.
Mhm.
Maybe just like the spicier
The
foods, kind of
salty,
just
that
yeah,
saltiness.
the salty, the spicy, kind of just I need a little something sweet to pick me up after that.
Yeah.
I always just like am like looking, where's my Dr. Pepper? I need it. So
Mhm.
just, get my Mexican food in and make sure I supplement it with a little Dr. Pepper.
Heck yeah.
I read this article this week about a gentleman in his 30s that, or maybe he's in early 20s, but he said his family never ever had sodas. They either had water or they had alcohol at their house. And so he said by the time he had his first soda, he just never really cared for it. But he had just seen all this stuff in America about everyone drink this soda, it's the best, it's the best. So he did a blind taste test, finally decided for the first time, went out about the red soda, the blue soda, the green soda, and Dr. Pepper, and kind of rated them. And he gave Dr. Pepper, and he said his on a scale of 0 to 5. 0 is like I'd rather drink urine, and and 5 was like this is amazing. Why didn't I drink this earlier? And so he gave Dr. Pepper a 4 out of 5, and the only knock he had on it was it's almost too sweet. He said it's almost like a dessert. It was so good that it was just more of
It felt
a
like an
dessert.
indulgence.
Yeah, it's something that he didn't know if he can drink all the time. And I was like, okay, I could respect that. I think that's a fair like description of it. But then I scrolled down and he gave the red and blue sodas both 5 out of 5 and said he could totally drink both of those all the time because they almost tasted the same. And
No,
I was like, okay, I just lost respect for what you said
no,
earlier.
they don't taste the same.
So when you told me that you hadn't really started drinking Dr. Pepper until later in your life, I was like thinking that was a little bit of a similar connection, but
I went the right route,
you did.
and
Thank you,
he did not.
Jesus. Yeah.
You have repented. Yep.
So I might have asked this earlier, but you've not been to the Waco Museum, right?
I haven't.
Okay.
No.
And have you had an opportunity? Because I know Dr. Pepper's done some different meetups and things throughout the country. Have you had an opportunity or been able to meet any other fellow Pepper Pack ambassadors?
Actually, I have met one because they just happened to be my father-in-law's neighbor.
Oh.
Just like randomly found out, like, hey.
I know this fun, ironic. Oh, you know this person that I know, and we know each other, but we know each other.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun. But there was like a planned meetup in Utah, and it just never came together. I think it was around the time that COVID kind of started becoming an issue, and so all of those kind of plans just fell apart and never resurfaced.
Mm-hmm.
But it has been fun to meet the one that's lives by my father-in-law, because it's like,
do you remember that person's name?
Oh, I don't.
I'm gonna put you on. Well, you can look it up and make messages later.
I'll look it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things is here in Wichita, there's I think at least 6 other ambassadors within the city or like within an hour of me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been able to have a few of them over to the house and hang out and drink Dr. Pepper all together. Yeah. I have a big logo like this one right there.
Mhm.
This one's signed by Brian Bosworth, who plays the sheriff of
Oh
Fansville.
yeah. Mhm.
I got that at the pit stop, and then I have a second one just like that, but it's signed by all the Pepper Pack ambassadors that I've met in real life.
Oh,
Which,
cool.
hey Connor, you need to come get signed sometime.
And
And then there's this other guy that has cookies.
Ah,
Hey, Dario, welcome to the podcast. He's
I've
just gonna
been
sit there and
here
eat
for
cookies.
42 minutes.
No,
I've
you've
been
not.
waiting.
You have not.
I just been sitting here waiting with my cookie.
I kind of wish that Dario would have joined and not said anything for the rest of the show.
I just sat there and ate cookies.
No time.
All right, that was great. I'm glad Dario can join us.
You're gonna have to kick me off. I can't breathe.
So
Okay.
Dario, you just missed out on your question. We just talked to Sarah
I
about
did.
what her
I
favorite
did.
food
I
pairings
was
are.
watching on my way in.
No, well, we're glad you could join us. Dario is in the middle of planning a wedding, so we
Oh.
give him some grace there. We understand
Yeah,
that is
That's so
crazy life.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And he's a
actually, I just
teacher
got back
and-
from church.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
So it's a good thing I did the
But
wait
yes,
because I had church earlier too. But and I lost my train of thought.
yeah. Well,
Dario, you and your cookies. Okay, so Konnor mentioned we wanted to do a detour episode earlier. Dario, I don't know if you heard. Sarah was telling us that she spent some time in China, and they have a medicine that tastes just like Dr.
Mhm.
Pepper, and so we wanted to get our hands on that. And so
definitely.
that's what I was thinking would be fun. But is there have you ever had, Sarah, some of the off-brand, or what's your, how do I want to word this? Like, because they have the Dr. Pepper jelly beans, they have the Dr. Pepper cotton candy. There's some Dr. Pepper bubble gum, but it's like from I think like the 80s or early 90s, and I
Mhm.
haven't opened it, so I'm not going to eat it.
And then
But
there was,
is there
did you try the Peeps?
with peeps, like what are your thoughts on those different Dr. Pepper variations?
I think I'm afraid I'm going to offend somebody when I say this, but Dr. Pepper, one of the biggest things going for it is the carbonation. That just so when you start just messing with the flavor without the carbonation, it just doesn't do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, okay, so and that's part of what we do with our detour episode. There are like little segments that we have on the podcast where we rate it on a scale of 1 to 23 on how similar it is to the beverage, and that thing has got a 23 because of that difference. But when we speak of the carbonation, I think of what I call the actual OG, and I've seen people in the Discord. We have a Pepper Pack Discord. Yeah, you're a part of that. We got you on here, but the on the portal. They say, "Oh, I love the OG Dr. Pepper," and they're talking about this can.
which
the
is
regular
not
cans.
This is not the OG.
yeah.
I consider the OG the real sugar,
Yeah.
like the
Sugar.
glass bottle. So I feel like the OG has a different burn to it.
Mhm.
Like it's just that sharp burn as you drink it.
Yeah.
And so I would agree. The jelly beans, the cotton candy, they don't have that. But I'd say of all the different Dr. Pepper food variations, even including the peeps that have had those now too, I think the jelly beans are probably the closest thing flavor wise
Yeah.
to Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, they
yes.
definitely I feel like you have a better chance with a jelly bean since it's like liquid initially and then then they kind of harden it with the gelatin or whatever. So it just makes sense that they can kind of match the flavor a lot easier with a jelly bean than like with cotton candy or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I tell my students because I went to a candy store here in town and got like a half pound of jelly beans, Dr. Pepper jelly beans, and I took them to class and I gave all my students, I gave them each like 2 or 3 jelly beans, and I said, I'm going to give you, I think I gave them 3, so I'm going to give you 3 because when you eat 2 or 3 at the same time, it tastes a lot more like Dr. Pepper than eating one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've had a chance to experiment with that, but that's something I would encourage you to do because it really does change how that tastes.
Yes. Yeah, and sometimes it's just that taste that kind of just holds you over when you're not able to get your hands on a wonderful, beautiful tasting Dr. Pepper. It's got the little. It's good to have a little variation, with the right flavor palette, and I mean, it's Dr. Pepper. It has the best flavor palette.
Oh, hold that can up again, Dario.
Now I got me a cherry.
Oh, good. I saw blue for a minute when you held that up, and I
No.
was about to permanently kick you out of the podcast.
Well,
Ooh.
I mean, I
Well,
do
if
have
it
blue
would-
cans of Dr. Pepper.
I know, but
I
that
still have blue cans of
but
Dr. Pepper.
that cherry circle looked like a different logo, and I was about to. I see you got your hair cut, but you're about to lose more hairs.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, sometimes I think that Dr. Pepper kind of as a troll will make some of their logos look very similar to another brand just to mess with them. Just say, hey, you know
Anything you can do, I can do better.
what? Do better. I could do anything better than you.
Yeah.
I'm a pepper.
Well, that's what reports are saying right now is that Dr. Pepper is blowing all the other sodas out of the water. So
That's right.
it's true.
That's old news to me. Knew that from a long time ago.
So, so Sarah, you mentioned in Utah there's a lot of different soda places. Is there one that does it the best? Like, if we ever, as the host, we're always talking about it'd be fun to do a meetup and get together with all four of us now. So if we were to surprise Josh and come up to Utah, where is the place that has the best Dr. Pepper for us?
Oh, I mean, I don't know if you've heard of the soda wars and the cookie wars and all those things. But there's definitely been like, a head to head with two of the soda shops here that are particularly popular. And in my opinion, between Swig and Fizz does a better job. So nobody come after me for that. Some random listener get offended. Don't come after me.
How dare you? We'll share her social media at the end of the show if you guys need to. No, I'm just kidding.
If you need to come, if you need to air some grievances, I'll give you like a fake social media account. That'll make you feel better. Just let it all out.
It's the random dude. Oh, wait, no, that's Josh's. Sorry. Who's gonna go? How dare you say that about the soda shop?
Josh was like, what is happening? Why am I getting these emails?
What's with all this hate mail over soda shops?
He'll immediately be like, I'll get a text. He'll be like, what did you say about me on this podcast?
Yeah, I mean, if you come, what you really should just do is a crawl. You got to just do a crawl of all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All places.
All right, I'm gonna answer a question real fast. So we were asked, where's Zach Garrison? He is not a regular host. He was one of our guests, but he's always welcome because he lives about an hour away from me here in Kansas. So Greg, tell him to get on over and join me for another episode. I'd love to have him here.
Thanks for joining, Greg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good question, Greg.
But I'm here. I'm the other Zach. So
there we go.
The original Zach.
The OG.
Yeah.
OG
Real
Zach.
sugar.
The original sugar Zach.
Oh, I thought my ears were burning. Maybe it wasn't all the extra Dr. Pepper. It was they were talking about us. Now,
man.
one of my favorite things to do is, because I don't know a stranger, if I see somebody carrying Dr. Pepper in a grocery store, wearing a Dr. Pepper t-shirt, Dr. Pepper, like I just start talking to them about it. Have you had any weird encounters where you start talking to them about Dr. Pepper and you kind of hinted at this earlier, like, oh yeah, well, I'm a part of the Pepper Pack. And like, what? You're making that up. There's no such thing as a Pepper Pack. And then I pull out my phone and I have a special folder in here where I pull out my Dr. Pepper pictures where Dr. Pepper sent me the bottle with my face on it. And then I got to do my haircut. And like, oh, that's a real thing. It's like, yeah. I don't know how to tell you this, but kind of a big deal.
It's kind of.
It is true. This week I had I met with the school board for a college here and part of their board, and all of them every time they're like, "Wait, don't you do Dr. Pepper stuff?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." And then they go down a rabbit hole the next like 30 minutes looking at all this stuff. And they're like, "What? What do you do? What?" They're just confused. Just Just don't worry about it. Just
Yeah.
get on the podcast. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually have a neighbor who's been trying to join the Pepper Pack for like 2 years because,
After
once
COVID,
you
they
find
shut it
out,
down. Yeah.
everyone
Don't-
wants in.
Yeah, they keep hinting about opening it back up. And I mean, I would like them to, but I definitely want it. I love the closeness and
Mhm.
exclusivity. Is that how you say that word? Whatever that word is. Of
Yes.
just a few of us in it. But I do know that there are other people that would be a great benefit of the Pepper Pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of bittersweet. Let go of that exclusivity, but it like also allows people to experience the amazingness.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
there's certain, and this is my one rabbit hole that I'll go down today. Times where people
One of them.
misuse. I saw that, Dario.
Yeah.
They misuse their position in the Pepper Pack
Mm,
to find financial gain out of it.
yeah.
Where I see things on eBay that were given out that I know were given out to just the Pepper Pack,
Hmm.
and people don't realize when they leave their username the same as their Pepper Pack name, that it's really easy to match at who's selling stuff.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh yeah, your name matches the name on the portal, and your pictures match too, and you're
Mhm.
selling that thing that Dr. Pepper gave us, and not everybody got. So you should,
Hmm.
yeah.
Does
So
Dr. Pepper do anything about that?
I don't know if they can or if
Mm.
they are that interested in doing something. But yeah, I
But it's
would
just like
love
a
to see.
stab.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I love to see the Pepper Pack grow, but if it's gonna be turning into a, because as you know, not everybody gets everything they give out now.
Yeah.
So if that's what's gonna turn into, I don't want it to grow for that sake. I want it to grow because there's people that love Dr. Pepper and that are
Right.
gonna truly appreciate the things that Dr. Pepper blesses us with.
Yeah.
Versus, oh, I need some money, which I get. And my thought has always been, if you need money, list it in the Pepper Pack. Say, hey, I got this item from Dr. Pepper. I
Mhm.
love it, but I got a house bill that I got to make. If somebody is interested, please shoot me an offer. But when you see a can of birthday cake, Dr. Pepper, on eBay for $500 a can,
Yeah.
I want to like go knock. That was me knocking on someone's door.
Yeah. No violence.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the family show.
That's right.
That's what I told you. I was knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then
We'll say that.
But
Well, I just think that's just the hard thing about anything that's exclusive is that there will always be somebody who goes, "Oh, this is a money grab." And it's
Yeah.
just hard to avoid even with the small number that's in the Pepper Pack currently, it's still
I think we're on the
happening. So
750 here. Well, that's where like Josh and I and Konnor and Dario, we've talked. Josh came up with this idea like we need like the Pepper Pack Council, where
mhm.
they pick like 23 of the most active or involved ambassadors to almost be like mini admins to assist the admins. Like, hey, these are people that we recommend, or hey,
Yeah.
we've noticed these people have been listing their stuff. We would like you to take a look at where it's almost like a focused conversation versus everyone blasting them. People could come to us, and then we could go to Dr. Pepper with the things
Yeah.
to help run the package, kind of give us a little more of the ownership.
Mhm.
But
Kind of keep it sacred. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
because like I said, if we were all getting it, I would probably not be as bothered by someone selling it.
mhm.
Because I get like some people are like not collectors like me and Dario, and they're like, well, I'm probably just gonna throw it away. So if I'm gonna throw it away, I might as well see if somebody wants the can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when there's some people that did not get it, and you had to do something to get that, and then
Mhm.
you're like, oh, well, I'm just gonna sell it for a just obvious amount, it's a money grab. That's where I get bothered.
Yeah, especially because so many people who came in right behind you
Mhm.
missed out,
Yeah.
and they're upset
Exactly.
and disappointed, and
hmm They would have appreciated it and valued it.
yeah.
But I've always meant to ask this question about other guests, but I always forget about it. And have you heard about the Dr. Pepper house in Texas?
I haven't.
I've been
So I believe
Ooh.
Konnor, is it an Airbnb now, or is it actually for sale?
well, it was for sale, but it is Airbnb now.
So there was a Dr. Pepper house that I think like one of the presidents or original like
So,
owners or something. Here, I'll let you tell the story, Konnor.
yeah, so I'm blanking on the name, Zach. Founder.
Charles Alderton.
Yes. So he
Mhm.
lived in this house, and when he passed away, I went up for auction, and David Crowder,
Yes, I love Crowder.
he bought it. He found out about it. Like, this is totally out of my price range, but because he knew it was the original space that Dr. Pepper came from,
Mhm.
he bought it, turned it in where he has a recording studio that he built in there, and it was his home for many, many years. And then he retired and sold it, and it went up on auction. And I guess a company came in and bought it, and it's an Airbnb now. You can actually stay where you found father of Dr. Pepper's lived.
So I actually
Mhm.
called into Kayla Radio a couple years ago and was talking to him about Dr. Pepper and my clock because they were talking about this person that bought something at a garage sale and it turned out to be like a very valuable thing. They were asking if you've ever had something that turned out to be valuable. So I told them about this clock that I have,
Mhm.
how the wood at the top and bottom of it was taken from the original Dr. Pepper soda fountain back bar.
Yeah.
And like, oh, you would get along with Crowder, and because he lives in Waco and he's got a house there. And I was like, please, can you introduce him to me? Put me in contact. I would love to chill
I
with
would
Crowder
love
and rock some worship music and drink
Mhm.
Dr. Pepper in that house. But here, let me do a screen share. I found.
Well,
It's a beautiful home for sure.
it is. Oh yeah. Well, right now, currently the price to stay one night is $850.
No, it says 750. It's 750 right here.
Are you sure?
here, let me-
Because right now
okay, yeah.
I have the Airbnb up.
Well, I do too, but I guess I'm the only one that can control it. So I got to come back here and
Mhm.
add it to the stream. It says 750 a night.
I think you can.
Oh.
Yeah, you can have 12 guests stay. So
Yeah.
do like a
Yeah, like a family vacation, basically.
murder mystery party
Oh
night.
my gosh, that would be
Dr.
so
Pepper.
fun.
A Dr. Pepper murder mystery.
That sounds like a great meetup place.
I love that Dr. Pepper crate there.
Nice.
So
Wow.
it's a beautiful home.
It is.
It's all
Like,
modern. Yeah.
I would love for like Dr. Pepper to buy it and then host like Pepper Pack events there.
Oh, please, please, please.
Let them print it out and bring 12 lucky Dr. Pepper Pepper Pack members.
Yeah.
And we have like a Dr. Pepper getaway. What is it called? Like when
A conference,
not a conference, but like when
a meetup.
Convention.
it's my brain.
Now that porch is
Offsite.
awesome. I could just visualize like
Man.
wheelbarrows or whatever of ice and Dr. Pepper out there just
Heck yeah.
sitting there drinking Dr. Pepper.
And it's like gorgeous weather right now here.
Oh, and it has a pool.
Mm,
Yeah.
I'm
The
so.
recording studio's right there in the
This little house there. Yeah.
Oh wow. Is that near Waco?
I
In
think
Waco.
it's in Waco.
It's in Waco.
Yeah. That's the
So you can do the Waco, the museum, you do
Yeah.
all the things
See
all at once.
Magnolia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna start saving up my dollars.
So 5 nights with the cleaning fee and the Airbnb service is only $4,850.
That's all.
that's not bad.
No
Well,
big deal.
Not at all.
split it. So right there,
Oh,
one guest. So split it between
12 people.
12.
Wow.
Well, here, let me see if it goes up if they charge you more per guest, because sometimes hotels and stuff do
Mhm.
that.
12 adults.
No, it doesn't. Okay,
Oh.
that's good.
There you go. So as long as you we we get 12 people and divide it up that way. it
So
won't be
I'm
that
just gonna go 5,000 divided by 12 real fast.
Yeah.
bad. You don't teach math, right?
Well, I do,
Yeah.
but I was want to get an exact number. So it's $416.67 a person
Wow.
Yeah.
for 5 nights, like $100, $100 a night.
Well, and then you divide that between how many nights was that? 5 nights.
Yeah,
So like
Yeah, that's
it's
not.
like $100 a night.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually
It's,
pretty
it's,
good.
it's pretty doable.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
So
basically,
Konnor,
you're thinking about it.
here's my plan. Let's get Dr. Pepper to rent that for us, and then we could do like a summer Pepper Pack podcast event there, where the host and all our family stay there, and we invite any of the Pepper Pack ambassadors to come hang out.
Yeah.
Do like a big
That'd be
meetup.
bomb.
We do a
Yeah,
That'd be
meetup
great.
and we host a Pepper Pack party.
There
That
we
would be
go.
awesome.
Yeah.
Do
That would be
it.
great.
Well, Sarah, it's been great having you on the show.
It's been a pleasure.
You were a little like, how long can we talk about Dr. Pepper? But look, we've been doing this for
Forever.
an hour, and it's great.
This
So,
could go on for a couple more hours.
Oh,
Really,
yeah.
if you really think about it.
well, Konnor, I'll have you know, I bought my Jesus Loves Dr. Pepper shirt today.
Oh, nice.
Or no, I didn't buy it today. I bought it last week, and I got the confirmation that it was finished printing and shipped. So hopefully on the next episode. And then either the 1st or 2nd of next month will be our next diet episode, and I'm going to be going to my friend Barry's house, and we're going to be doing that barbecue.
Cool.
So I'm not going to post anything detailed-wise yet, just because we got to figure out our schedule and how that's all going to work out. But we'll plan that for our next diet episode. I think he's going to do some ribs and marinate them Dr. Pepper, and he smokes them. So
Ooh.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I might have to join you on that. I might have to do something here.
Dude, come up over the weekend. If you want to come up this weekend, hang out.
I have
While I'm sick to work.
a portfolio review coming up for these college students that are trying to graduate. So I will be busy the next 2 weeks. So it'll be something crazy.
Bring it up here and I'll review their portfolios. I'm like, yeah, they need more work.
Here's the thing. I have
Not enough Dr. Pepper in it.
Yeah.
I have
I would drive up, but it's gonna be it'll be like almost a 24-hour drive for me to get to you guys. So
Oh,
And if you could do it in 23, I'll give you a free Dr. Pepper.
just
Southwest.
one?
Southwest.
It'll be a vanilla float.
Southwest Airlines has some pretty good flights, Dario.
I'll be. Oh, that's not bad.
His fiance would be like, no, that's honeymoon money.
It is. It is honeymoon money right now. It is
Real
honeymoon
talk.
money.
Real talk. We get it.
It's real honeymoon money right now, but that's all right.
Yep.
After we're married, we'll be doing some more traveling. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes. But Sarah, it was good. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
even
you.
if it was, even though they kept me in the backstage the whole entire time, just
So rude.
He wasn't back there the whole time. I literally added him as soon as he joined the show.
Once again, thank you guys so much for joining us for this Pepper Pack podcast. We would like
Thank
to
you for having me.
remind you to check out our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Redbubble. We still have those shirts that are up. I left them up for an extra week, so you can get your Jesus Loves Dr. Pepper. If you look on the heart, though, you can actually see a little Easter egg. It has our logo built into the heart. So
and you can get the Dario's checklist logo too,
Dario,
right?
That's right.
The only thing that I forgot to put on there, Dario, is get married at the bottom. Check this off. So,
Ooh.
maybe that'll you'll have
Maybe
to
I'll have to include that in. I'll have to include that in myself on mine because
Yeah,
mine
get a
is coming
Sharpie.
in the mail. My checklist is on its way in.
have your
Nice.
girl check it off on your wedding day.
That's
That'd be perfect.
There you go.
But thank you guys so much for joining us. And as always,
Y'all, you're the best. Thank you for joining. Well, you were talking, so I was waiting. I was gonna close it out.
you always say,
Well, I know, but I gotta get my friends going. I say, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. Be blessed. Be caffeinated. Be a pepper. And until we drink again.
Goodbye.
Cheers.